You ask anybody, Abdul Malik, you ask all the girls. Halle Berry was, all of them was there. When we was there. Because all the little girls, nice looking young ladies, good little Muslim ladies, out at UC Berkeley, they were saying, talk to Hashim for me. You know, maybe we get married. The little Negro ladies, Hashim said, and all the black women know it, you cannot melt a black woman and pour her on me. Man, you're talking about self-hatred. And lo and behold, look who he married. Iranians, I don't know, he didn't marry a couple times. But it just, you know, I couldn't take it no more. And then I loved it because all the guys that's been with me for 30 years, they're supposed to be with me. They went with Hashim. I said, great. And they thought, well, you're by yourself, so you have to, the people got that you're all alone stuff. They got that stuff wrong. You got to realize, I don't care if it's a Panther Party, I don't care what it is you want to do. When you look up 95% of the time, you're going to be by yourself. It's not me, it's everybody. Everybody that made a big success, at one time, people talked about him. You ain't gonna be nothing, you can't do that, right? That's all they heard. And then when it break, then they all come back. Oh, we was with you all the time. Yeah, man, I've been missing you. I said, you sure have. You know? So this is one of the rules of success. It's not. But there comes a period during during that life cycle where you will be by yourself. And it happened to everybody. It happened to Malcolm, it happened to King. Remember King is talking, he said, if I have to do this, he said, I'm going to be nonviolent. Martin Luther King is something like that. I'm going to be nonviolent, for you have to do it by yourself. If I have to do it by myself. Because he went against Boss Man and bought it. That's when we get our money from Boss Man. So the Vietnam War is no good. It's not good. Well, that's white folks' business. You know, they get bombed in the little goops or whatever they are, right? What do we care? Right? That was the same. You can see it on TV every week. That's a natural, and if after you've been through it, you know, what I like about it is a white man trained me way at a time. You can't imagine going to the hole, always doing something, going to the hole all the time, to the hole, to the hole. One thing you learn in the hole, you learn how to appreciate yourself. And if you're always going by yourself, you realize ain't nobody, when you're in the hole by yourself. That's what the hole is, isolate. And then after you get out of the hole, you go into segregation, adjustment center, because you need to be adjusted. Boy, the white man is really something. I'm going to adjust your niggas' behavior. So they send you to adjustment center. Segregation, same as isolation, almost like the hole. And when he sends you to the hole, you got to go through segregation and adjustment center before you get back on the main line. You can't just run out of the hole or go back on the main line. No, you coming out of the hole, then you go into segregation. And from segregation, you go into adjustment center because niggas need adjustment in your behavior. You got to be fixed up and tuned up. And niggas need adjustment. Yes, you do. I'm telling you, the white man is so mean that it doesn't make sense. You know what I mean? It doesn't make sense. The world that he has right now, it don't make sense. Why not have a better world? It don't make sense to him. He's greedy. He's all that stuff, right? He could make, they spend more money keeping you back, right?
Yeah.
And then if they just spend it and give it to you, right?
That's right.
insanity. They got all these programs to keep you down and to keep you back, and all these agencies. Anyway, we're not going for it. Okay. We'll move toward a close. Again, what is our offer? Our offer is to be big. You want to get big? You want to make a contribution? If the people, like right now, if they're in Oakland, or if they're some of the ones here, if they got a spot out that way, or wherever they are, they out there little. They little. They don't have that. If you don't go out there, you won't know they exist. Right? You won't know they exist. Why are they there? What is the purpose? Right? What is the purpose? Can they be big? No. Nobody's going to pay all your bills, right? And carry you around in a wheelbarrow, and you're going to be independent. Ain't going to work. Ain't going to work. They can do it. We're not doing that. We protected ourselves against that all the time, and one loaf of bread that belongs to you is better than 10 or 15 loaves of bread that's fed to you by other people. It ain't going to work. We're not going to do it. So, it's a big world, and we have to do our part to make it bigger and better. And in the beginning, you make habits in the hand. Sometimes you have to ask yourself, though, is this stuff real? Like, for instance, if we have, you know it's real because we didn't put it on the tape, and then you got all the notes. But supposing we didn't. Supposing we didn't have all these notes for decades after decades, and all these tapes from 1978, 79, not all of them, but 80% of them we got our oral history, and they're separated here and there. We have a written history or the original notes. All this stuff, this goes on in a notebook after a while. But it's all the things that we kept up with, and then it goes into a more permanent record. So in the beginning, you make habits, and the end habits make you. I'm just sorry for this when life hurts, that type of stuff. Life did not hurt, I'm sorry. It hurts them. It hurts people that's not trained. It hurts people that life chose them or chose their mission. They fight the battle that life chose for them. They're not fighting the battle that they chose. When you fight the battle you chose, it's easy. Just like all this, it couldn't get any easier. I'm sorry.
So that's like being reactionary.
Them?
Yeah.
Yeah, they reactionary is okay. It's not bad all the time. Like we talked about when people are born and they're raised, their environment influences them. When they go to the college or the university, they take courses that are like a standard colored course, you know. If it's a foreigner, they're going to take up engineering and all that. If it's one of us, they're going to sociology, psychology, you know, little stuff that they can go work in the system. Or environmental management, like Sakina take all that stuff that Dr. Fauci will be talking about.
Public health.
Public health management. This is management. Because they already got enough to go to work in it now. I said, well, you might as well get a PhD, whatever you want, and be doctor, sit down and Miss Doctor so-and-so, and write all the statistics and stuff. What the heck, you know? And the other thing is, that has an influence on you. Family, background, all of that. So a lot of times, like the kids that go to school here, they're all in the top universities, they're doing good. That's wonderful. But the environment, the teachers here influence them. They influence them, okay? They influence my daughters, okay? I'm thankful, I'm glad. I wouldn't want my daughters doing what I do. Good God Almighty, they wouldn't last 2 seconds. They wouldn't. They wouldn't get a chance to develop because we slipped up on it. No, they could knock them out of the box, and then it might have a bigger influence on you because a man and daughters is different than a man and sons. You said them niggas take care of themselves. Of course they can't. But no, for what they've done to my family, I'm going to look out for my family big time. When we get $100 million, I'm going to spread it out real good. Because what they did to them was unfair. They're not super duper world-saving Spider-Man type stuff. They just regular human beings, right? But regular human beings succumb to that. They can't, the government can break 98% of the people easy without even trying. Don't even have to, use what they got. It ain't but 1 or 2 people gonna get through that. I'm happy to be one of them. Very happy. It's not arrogance, but that's what happened. And I'm not going to use it dumbly. I'm going to use this like I've been using it. Hey, y'all want to come on by? But eventually you close the door. You say, look, we just laid it out. 2 more weeks, basically. You got 2 more weeks to call. Nice lady down there next to you. Call in 2 weeks is fine. Anytime past that, we're sorry. Because it means that you're not committed to it. You don't want to grow. Stay down there with them little niggas. Stay with the whole brother. Stay where you are. Yeah. Be little. Don't grow and develop. Because see, when you get it with boss man directly, you gotta grow. Your writing, your clarity, Just the little stuff we did, all them old As-Sabiqun. You read that stuff, I said, man, did I really write this stuff? That's the way it looks. I said, man, this makes sense. You ever read any of that stuff? I said, I didn't write this. And that's old stuff, way back. Imagine the stuff that's coming up now. So wait a minute. I said, man, this stuff is deep. Okay, it don't make no difference whether over this Igna or across the street, whether they're Shia or Sunnis. If they don't get it, that's their problem. We're not responsible for them. So, it's real. If it's real, then what does it mean to the environment? And as we said, the FBI came in here and just run their mouth. They can come back. What you gonna do? Put up with Zionists running your country, telling you what to do, making fun of your head people, right? You work for them and they make fun of them. Good God Almighty. Well, what kind of country you can see? See, they can already see that the country is taken over. They can see that they have a buffoon that's been hired. You couldn't hire even also ran like Bill Clinton, had too much sense to do what Don do. You have to be a crackpot, and you have to be a mean, it's all about me only, right? It ain't about the country. And then look what it do to the country. See, the other people have to see. They see, this is America. You didn't have America here, and now it ain't yours anymore. You work for the Zionists. Your kids go to fight Zionist wars. And they come back here broke up and sick and they kill themselves. Your kids are killing themselves because your government don't care about you because they care only about Zionists. And they want to fight. If Saddam got a big army left over from the first Gulf War, well, you go over there and finish that army off because it could fight us. Right? Oh, Syria. We got to finish Syria off. Israelis bombing Syria right now. Nobody said that it's okay because they're Zionists. Right? They came, they're talking about all the people coming to Europe. Well, they couldn't come there until you destroyed Libya, and then they have slavery in Libya. Black people were being enslaved. Well, they didn't have them enslaved under Gaddafi. He was helping all the Negroes. If anything is wrong there, you did it, right? They don't accept responsibility for nothing. We're not going to put up with that. They do it. We have to explain. And look, none of our Negroes, Muslims, mayors, Sunni, Shia, none of them say anything about it. You ever hear them? They don't mention nothing. It's like, hey, okay, we'll try to speed up here a little bit. So, just getting up, you know, that's what we're doing. Okay. Even now, you notice how they say what they want when they, well, after 9/11 and the first World Trade Center, Ramsey Youssef and all of them, now all of a sudden, they said 90% of all domestic terrorism is done by domestic groups. Right. Now they're saying it's all white folks. Right. That's right. Look, those are people who are making decisions about our life, not the brothers. You can just they can put me on the bad list. I'm not going for it. And ain't nobody scared of it. Okay. Practice control, failure, fall forward, self-image goals. Contribute to humanity, yeah. There's just a few things that they, you know, and all that goal setting. Write 3 goals. Do monthly budget. Read a new book. Pay all the bills. You notice how I get the bills right away and I pay them right away. So all this stuff on success I already do. Cut toxic people out of your, you know, naysayers. Can't do it. These white folks say schedule a me day. Well, we're not to schedule a me day. The white folks schedule one for you. No, they do. They mess with you so much you'll have to think about me. Sometimes, like remember I gave a lecture, I said I talk about me all the time, but everything I do is for y'all. You ever notice that? That's a habit. That's a habit. I know I would be stupid if something happens all day, every day, and I don't ever mention it. You'll blow your man, you'll go crazy. That's what they do to a lot of brothers, is I ain't gonna mention nothing. They can last about 2 weeks, or a month, or a year. Then they gonna go crazy. I talk about it, I say, oh no, boss man, you ain't gonna trick me. You know what I mean? And they're thinking, it ain't me. It's anybody that wants to change you or anything. Like the other night I was watching the suffragettes, you know, the women that did all that marching, you know, to get the vote. Man, them was white women. You ever see how they treat them white? They had them stuck over the DC jail, starving to death, beating them. Hey man, and then the daughters of the Negro ladies, the Negro women, they wanted to ease them in. They cut up and they said, well, for the betterment of the whole North Carolina, the South won't accept this if you guys are in, or visibly, or if we mention you. So cutting the Negro out is nothing new. They always, I don't care.
It's just the program.
No, it's the program, and it don't care. When you want to change something, man, they beat them. Them was old white women. They was this kind of white. They was regular white women in those days. They say, you ain't changing nothing. And imagine we here telling old boss man, you got to straighten up and fly right. You got to do this, you got to. Hey man, we're happy. Boss man, I would almost said, boss man treating us good. When you think about it, what if we was overseas? What if we was anywhere else? What about all my friends? They killed him. Just imagine you're a grown man and you got two friends that was raised up with you still alive. You know, I mean, in the 7th grade or something. That means boss man is, when you come through that system, and you see what boss man do, they're beating upside there, ain't nothing. Boss man will barbecue a nigga's behind and hang him up in the air, have him on an airplane. Yeah, that's what they call it. Boss man is pretty mean. He'll hang you upside. Boss man is a mean old joker. So just to sell wolf tickets, and he just do and try to scare you. I said, thank you very much, boss man. Boy, he treats the nigga good. That's good treatment. It may not be good treatment to other people, but it is to me. It's wonderful. Boss man just try to make sure you don't get nowhere, try to tab this, tab that, mess your cars. Hell, that's fine. Right? That ain't no big deal. Look what he do to everybody else. Hey man, you got to add up. Is this real? Now, you got to, every now and then at least, add up the environmental situation. You got to look at that. Well, what happens to Negroes that make fun of the Zionists? So, well, they last 2-3 weeks. Well, suppose they're 40 years. That's fine, right? And we're tickling them, you know what I mean? Feather them, whooping them with a feather. Like that, right? Mr. Zionist, Miss Zionist, all of y'all, right? And you just, and they crazy and having a good time. Hey man, it's an adjustment. And it also means that evidently